Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ravegal. I am really excited to be starting the Pathfinder Kingmaker game. This is was a Kickstarter game I've been very excited about. It's based on the Pathfinder tabletop role-playing game, specifically the Kingmaker module or pre-generated campaign from that setting. It's the first digital game that Pathfinder has done like this, and one of my favorite modules in one of my favorite tabletop role-playing systems. So I'm really hoping they did it right, and from the little bit I've glanced at it, I'm really excited. Part of that is because I want to be able to talk about some of the things from those tabletop role-playing games. I've never really felt like I had a good enough platform or presentation to do that, and this really gives me that way to talk about something else I love while still just doing this very casual video game YouTubing stream thing. So we're going to jump right in. I'm going to start a new game. The one thing I've done is look a little bit at the settings and the character creation system, because character creation is one of my favorite parts of any role-playing game, like tabletop role-playing game. So we're actually going to play on challenging mode, which I think should be okay. I guess we'll find out. But like I said, I've played this module before. I'm familiar with Pathfinder. I'm planning on making a very tuned party, most likely, and especially the main character. I have something specific in mind for. So I feel like challenging mode should be fine. I don't feel like going into hard mode or unfair mode is necessary. I've considered just leaving it on normal since I'm just doing since I just want to do a more casual playthrough, but I feel like challenging mode should be fine. At worst, we can save and reload, right? So I'm not going to use any of their base characters because, as I said, I really like creating characters. And in this particular case, they actually have a really good roster of characters. So I'm actually going to go with this guy. Who's a half-orc. And the reason I'm picking half-orc is partially because I think it'll be an interesting addition to the concept. It gets skilled, which is good. Gives you an extra skill point. I really like highly skilled characters. I play a lot of bards. That should say something. Intimidating as a racial trait, which we are going to be using well, hopefully. I guess I don't know how much it comes up in this game. This is just kind of the concept I'm going with. Orc weapon familiarity gives us great axe and falchion as weapon proficiencies, which doesn't seem like it's a big deal, but if we're picking a class that doesn't get a lot of weapon options, this gives it to us, which we are. And orc ferocity, we get one free round, where we can act even if we are brought to 0 hit points. That one's less of what I was excited about, but it's not bad. We also get a +2 to any ability score, which is really nice. The one thing with these types of games that always bothers me are the portraits, which is a little too bad, but I'm going to just try and model the character after the portrait as much as I can, because I feel like that's a good way to to do that. I think we're going to go with body 2 because he's going to be a little smaller. He's going to be a big, strong guy, but... And he had kind of... almost look like... yeah, like that. So yeah, I usually just try to pick a portrait and then match the appearance to it as much as I can. So we'll go with that and go on to our next screen. So we've got a lot of class options. I still haven't 100% decided if I'm going to use the companions they give you or make my own companions for the rest of the party. So I was kind of weighing what they have available, what I'm interested in building, for other characters to fill a bunch of different roles and to cover all the different skills, to fill the different roles in the party. And instead of going with a normal, like, fighter, cleric, rogue, I'm going to stick with something, for my main character at least, that gives me a good variety of options right off the bat. Kind of a little bit of a jack of all trades. Like I mentioned, Bard does that fairly well, but another class they included here that does that is Inquisitor. Inquisitor is kind of somewhere between a Bard and a Ranger. It actually functions most similarly to Bard mechanically. It's got 6 levels of spellcasting. You can see down. Oh, those are judgments. Yeah, down here. There we go. 6 levels of spellcasting, which is the same as a Bard. It's the kind of mid-tier. Paladins and Rangers only get 4. Most of the full casting classes, like Clerics and Wizards, get 9. So this is a nice middle ground. It's a Divine Caster, which means it's actually going to get some healing magic, some buffs, mostly, which is good for these kind of low to mid-tier, because you don't have to focus on your spellcasting. It gives you a variety of things you can do with it, though. We do have a few options here on other types of Inquisitors, or archetypes of Inquisitor. I thought about doing the Sacred Huntmaster. It actually kind of fits the character concept I'm going for here, but I really don't want to deal with the animal companion that you get. I don't feel like it's worth it for the extra micromanagement that might bring. I don't know the system for this game, but generally speaking, summons and extra animals and stuff like that aren't going to help as much, and are more work. The other thing is, I really want to just focus on, you get these judgment abilities, which are really strong. You get a domain, which I'm going to explain when we get to the next page. We actually get the abilities from that, but not the spells, like a cleric would. We get detect magic for free, which is nice. Gets used in dialogue, it says. We're gonna have medium armor, which is nice. Actually, some decent bow weapons. And then also we get this ability, Stern Gaze. Stern Gaze is another bonus to persuasion intimidation checks that stacks with our racial ability. So we're going to be really good at being scary. Yeah, I missed this totally when I was flipping through stuff before. And do like a... Gotta make it look right. At this point, I'm not actually basing it on the portrait for the rest of it. I just want the basic concept, because I'm assuming this is going to change as we get armor and stuff anyway. Sure, we'll go with something like that. And be annoyed by the cape. I'm going for a very earth tone kind of thing, browns and greens, because of the type thing we're doing. The rest of the character concept. Okay. So, for our god, we're going to choose Erastil. Erastil is also known as Old Deadeye or the Stag God. He is he's kind of an Old Testament kind of farming god that's very very dedicated to protecting the community, very caring about kind of the balance of nature and community and civilization. I also know from playing this before that Erastil, I believe, should be coming up in the campaign, so I feel like it's thematically appropriate. Erastil also gives us the plant domain. Plant domain lets us do a couple things. Gives us a special ability at level 1 right away that we can enlarge ourselves as per the spell. Enlarge person a number of times per day, wisdom modifier +3. Enlarge person's really powerful. Especially if you're relying on melee weapons. Especially if you're using two-handed melee weapons because of the way the multipliers work when your weapon gets bigger. I'm not sure if that still works the same way in this, but I'm going to rely on the fact that it might, and the fact that this is a pretty solid thing for a character who is, let's say proficient with the Great Axe and Falchion. It also gives Bramble Armor, which at level 6 we can start giving ourselves basically thorns so that when an enemy attacks us, they take damage. I'm okay with that. We get to pick our racial bonus. We're actually going to go strength on that. We get a 25-point build, which does work the same way as Pathfinder's system, or normal system, which is basically whatever your modifier over to the side here is, that's what you're gonna pay for it most of the time. So going from 10 to 11 is 1, or except at 0 obviously, where there's still just 1. So most of the time going up to 14 is a +5. Pretty straightforward. And we're actually just gonna go really simple here, I think. I'm feeling like part of me wants to adjust this slightly. But I think we're good. I think that'll be fine. And we have the option of taking any of our skills as class skills. We'll eventually want to put at least 1 point in each of these, because the first point you put in a skill gives you a extra +3 bonus to it if it's a class skill, which all of them are for us. However, to fit the character, we're going to go with nature and religion, perception, and we're going to get that persuasion, even though it seems low right now because we don't have points in charisma. Keep in mind we're going to get to add a +2 plus half our level bonus when we do intimidate, which is why we're taking. The rest of these I'm slightly less worried about, and I think I can cover with other characters. Our rogue's going to have stealth and trickery when we get a rogue of some kind. If we have a wizard, they'll have arcana, that sort of thing. I feel like this character is going to kind of fit a ranger-ish role because of that plant domain and connection with Erastil. So I'm doing lower nature as a result, which kind of fits the same thing as both nature and survival from normal D&D. Oh, I have 1 point left, and I totally wasn't paying attention to. Let's see. Knowledge of world skill could be good. Geography, history, places. I think I'm actually gonna go with. I'm gonna go with mobility. Starting out, we already have a pretty good athletics score because of our strength. And again, I feel like these ones, we don't have a lot of bonuses inherent to them because, intelligence is not, and charisma aren't our high stats. So I feel like that is not as strong of a place to start. Now we get to pick a feat. There's a few things that we could go with that I'm planning on eventually going with, I should say. So we've got enough points for dodge. Dodge is a really good feat for most, especially frontline characters. And especially because we're going to be using a two-handed weapon, which means we're not going to be able to use a shield or heavy armor. Intimidating prowess. Further buffs are intimidate. We get to use our strength instead of our charisma. So that'd give us a +4 on top of all the other bonuses we're getting. That's gonna go on the list. Probably gonna take persuasive at some point. We're already getting good bonuses to persuasion and perception. And actually, I might take that right off the bat. That seems good. This is the one thing I hadn't fully finalized. I feel like persuasive, especially because it gives that extra perception bonus, might be a good one to take right off the bat. The other one I was thinking that would be good from the starting feat pool is toughness, because toughness is extra hit points, and we're a frontline character who's not using a shield, most likely. And then power attack. So power attack, especially for a two-handed character, or two-handed weapon character, you add 1.5 times the bonus. So you get -1 to attack, +3 to damage with that. That gets really powerful really quickly. And that bonus damage gets multiplied if we are using a high critical hit weapon, like a falchion. I'm gonna skip this for now, because at low level, we can't really afford that attack penalty as much. But I think once we get to maybe our second feat, we can take power attack, and that'll also open up a lot of other options for us. Okay. I'm gonna jump up to total really quick here. So I want to see. Okay, so I'm at 11 hit points base. It's not terrible for a level 1 character, especially not a fighter. Oh, what's our starting? I don't know if it has like weapons and stuff listed on here. I'm not seeing it. So yeah, it doesn't give us armor to start with. So right now we're at a 12. We can probably assume that we're gonna be at about a 16. If we can actually find some medium armor. Or probably a 14 to 15. If we're just using light armor, which is more likely out the gate, just because it's expensive. Okay. So I think... Oh. There's actually feats that's... it looks like there's 2 feats for each skill, because of the way they stacked the skills up. Suppose another option would be skill focus. But yeah, I think I'm going to go persuasive. I think it seems fun. And we're going to get more feats pretty quickly as it goes, as well as the some teamwork feats. From, let's see, yeah, solo tactics. We are going to have a decent initiative score from this cunning initiative ability next level as well. Okay, so out the gate, we're taking Cure Light Wounds. Cure Light Wounds is the basic healing spell. I can't see a reason not to take it. The other thing that I had in mind, we don't want spells that require a saving throw for enemies, because our wisdom score is not really high. It's not the focus of the character right now. I'm going to take enough points in wisdom to be able to cast all the levels of spells, but I'm going to focus on buffs and healing. And I'm not intending this character to be like the primary group healer either. It's just nice to be able to, let's say, have something reduce you to 0 hit points, get a free round to stay up, and heal yourself. Not that I'm giving a specific example that I had in mind. I think we're actually going to go with... I think we're going to go with... Okay. I'm debating between protection from alignment. I guess Divine Favor is decent, especially level 1. Or Remove Fear. I think Remove Fear, just to make sure that we never get to a point or get in a situation where it comes up. It's one of those I'd rather. I'm gonna mostly be spending spells on Cure Light Wounds, but having Remove Fear as an option is not bad. Okay, now we get to pick.
I have no use for this. I'm always ready.
Together we stand. I have no need for this. I shall not falter. Our time has come.
Anyway, we're gonna go neutral good for our alignment. Lawful good could make sense, but I feel like neutral good. Rastil is lawful good, which means you have to either be lawful neutral or neutral good to serve him, or lawful good. I feel like lawful good is a little too directed, and I feel like since our character has that connection with nature, having a neutral element like a druid would make sense. I also feel like neutral good gives us a lot more freedom overall as far as the character goes. Okay, we're just gonna pick a month and day.
Strike as one. Let us press on.
A solid plan. I feel faint. My skills.
Defeat is not an option.
Okay, we're sticking with Pious. And I really should have thought of a name. I have failed. there is a long history with me in picking bad names. So, you know what? I'm gonna stick with. I'm actually playing a druid in a 5th edition campaign right now named Jeren. He is not a half orc, but he is green. So, and he is a druid. So that is quasi related. He's kind of stoic, so pious kind of works. Very different character. It's not going to be the same, but it's a decent name and it works for the character. God, that looks ugly. I'm sorry. I didn't realize how bad that looked. Actually, let's go with something like that. So it fits the that actually fits this, and it fits the portrait a little better. So it's actually going to list all of our cool stuff that we've got out here now. Judgments are kind of neat, but we get a ton of options for them, and they get stronger as we go. So ideally, and eventually, what we're going to be doing is probably focusing on I think it's, yeah, the justice one as a way to kind of make up for our power attack penalty. And we're going to go with destruction eventually for damage. We're going to keep it real simple, you know, enlarge judgment with destruction and justice. We've got options for defense if we need it also, especially early on. We can do protection, give us some extra armor. I feel like this could be I feel like this character's fairly well-rounded. We've got some good skills. You can see here our perception's actually really good. And our persuasion is pretty good, especially considering we have a 0 charisma. But we also get a plus, at this point, I think 2 or 3 bonus if it's an intimidate check. And that's going to get even bigger as soon as we get that other feat. So I think we're good. I feel like this is a pretty good starting character. We've got Jeren. I don't know how soon we're going to get access to other characters. Ideally, I'm probably going to be doing a, let's see, what was it called? An Eldritch Scoundrel as one of my other initial characters, which is a rogue variant, and have that character get basically all the skills I'm missing, except maybe athletics, which I'm still good at. But if they can get these 5, we're in good shape. So I think if we have those 2 characters, we can fill in the rest of the party pretty easily, especially because that would be 2 characters with a lot of flexibility as far as combat goes, both of whom get a few spells, some buffs, some utility, all the skills, decent damage output for melee characters with the option to be a ranged character based on their proficiencies. I think it'll be pretty good. Let's see what the actual start of the game is. This is as far as I've gotten, is that screen. So I'm excited.
Our story started at the mansion of an Aldori sword lord. Drawn by the promise of a most dangerous task, and a commensurately huge reward. Heroes of all stripes gathered here.
Okay. We are the guy with the awesome hat.
Where are they? This is taking forever. It didn't even say what this was for, just that the Aldori were looking for heroes. Who are the Aldori anyway? Rich folk?
If you can't be patient, no one's keeping you here. Just go back to your mountains or whatever hole you crawled out of. The Aldori Sword Lords run the premier school for the dueling arts. They're also the richest and most influential group in this part of Brevoy. Take that tone with them, and they'll teach you some manners pretty quickly.
So, Amiri is one of the iconic hero characters from the Pathfinder setting.
All right, you purple toad, just shut your trap. And if you can't, I'll help you.
Hush! Quiet! They're coming.
Okay, I know several of those are party members potentially, so we'll see if we just get them right away or not, or if we get to pick between them or something along those lines.
Greetings, everyone. I am Sword Lord Jamandi Aldori, and this is Lord Mayor Yosef Selimius of Restov. Welcome to my mansion.
We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for responding.
I love the echo effect on this.
Maybe few, but that's unavoidable. We need only the best of the best for this task. And I see true heroes before me, strong and fearless, exactly what Restov needs.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. Now, to the point. South of here, just beyond Brevoy's border, lies a region known as the Stolen Lands. This is disputed territory, and while it's long been claimed by nearby states, it's never been truly taken. I won't bore you with the legal technicalities. Suffice to say that anyone with enough courage and power to seize the stolen lands and name themselves Baron or Baroness, claiming dominion, well, none of the neighboring states would be able to challenge it. Of course, Restov would be first to recognize the legitimacy of this new state, as well as the noble title of its founder.
So this is the basic premise for the game, and for the module. You are gonna get to go and claim part of the stolen lands to rule that territory.
Unfortunately, one serious obstacle stands between you and this title. A gang of bandits holds sway in the stolen lands. Their chief, who they call the Stag Lord, considers himself the rightful owner of these lands, and no one has yet been able to challenge his power. Bring me his head, and you'll be able to return to the stolen lands as their legal ruler. Any questions?
So again, Stag Lord is kind of has that implied tie to Erastil. And that gives our... Despite the fact that this is a video game, I did min-max a bit to make my character pretty good, I did also think through the fact that I want a character who has a motivation to be going to that area.
Don't ask stupid questions. Why should you even care? What they have to gain and why, that's for Lady Aldori and I to discuss. It's none of your concern. Your only concern is to swing your sword around.
I already don't like that guy.
Of course, we stand to benefit from this enterprise. But if you're concerned that we intend to rule your country from afar, using you as a front, well, please know that these concerns are unfounded. Let's just say that we have a strong interest in the region's stability. We have need of a ruling power we can negotiate with, not bandit gangs and monster hordes.
I will, of course. I'm the leader of this team, after all. Don't worry, though. I'll make it worth your while to help me.
We haven't yet begun, and you already speak of divvying rewards. What makes you think we'll even succeed? There's little point arguing over who gains the title when we'll most likely lose our lives there.
Well then, he's chipper.
If I may please answer the question. We believe you're all equally deserving of a noble title. Over the course of your expedition, it will be up to you as a team to decide which of you is best suited to rule.
Okay.
Excellent. You venture forth tomorrow. For now, you can take some time to get to know one another better. Or you can head straight to your guest rooms to get some rest. You'll find we've already prepared supplies for you there. And thank you again for agreeing to take part in this expedition. I wish you luck.
Thank you again, with all my heart, for replying to this call. The flare in your eyes reveals your courage, the unshakable will that distinguishes true heroes. I look at you, O champions of Restov, and doubt not for a second that you'll be victorious. So venture forth toward your feet. Go, and return in triumph.
Hi, my name's Lindsay. I'm a bard, though this is my first real adventure. So, shall we go teach this stag lord a lesson?
I'm glad this is one of the characters who seems to be on our party right away, because that's one of the ones I was hoping to get was a bard. I considered playing a bard and changed my mind because I saw that there was a bard character. So that's good.
Likewise. Actually, I also wanted to ask you something. How do you feel about this Tartuccio fellow? I think he's pretty obnoxious personally. He appointed himself head of the team, and he's just after the Baron's crown, or whatever it is barons wear. Doesn't matter. I don't like him. I think you should be team leader. When I first saw you, I couldn't help but think, now here's a real hero. Someone who'll be praised in poems and songs. This is the person I'll write my book about. Damn, I should have led with that. Please, just let me explain.
Apparently we don't get full dialogue for this.
And then I thought, I could be that bard. I just needed to find a suitable hero and volunteer to follow along on their glorious adventure. A great plan, huh? And here we are, with a heroic journey lying before us. Who's going to be the hero? Some dwarf who keeps muttering about how we'll all die? Or maybe that horrific scythe lady? Or, God's forbid, Tartuccio? No way. Oh yeah, she's fantastic. You can tell she could tear a bear's head off with her bare hands, but...
Bears?
She kind of scares me just a little. But, I mean, her sword's twice as big as I am. She could cut me down without even noticing. Just think on it a bit, all right? I'm sure you'll agree.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to my room to write about tonight. See you in the morning.
Okay. So we have to leave the hall. It looks like we've got... Okay, so we've got our inventory. Started us with a bow, a short spear, a couple torches. Oh, we actually got good medium armor off the bat. That's actually really good. So yeah, we still needed a good two-handed weapon. We can figure that out. We're at a negative on athletics because of the shield and the armor, but we can make that up pretty quick, and we won't be using the shield once we get the rest, and most of our skills are actually still fine. Okay. So it looks like the journal, where our Lindsay's journal is where our quests are. That's actually a really cool way to do that. Kind of gives you a reminder of what happened last, and it's all actually written in character from Lindsay's point of view. That's really neat. I was kind of hoping they'd have this kind of a thing. So if you're not familiar with D&D, they've got a bunch of good options. That's neat. This is kind of an FAQ also, and an appendix. And we don't have access to the map yet. Cool. I approve. Okay. Let's see who the rest of these people are. I really don't care about Artuccio. Miri. Harim. Over here. Aha. Okay, we can move the camera around. With WASD, the standard standard for movement. Let's see, we got inventory, character, spellbook, journal. So that's all the stuff from that. Formation options. And stop or hold. Okay, that's fair.
Forwards.
Looks pretty much like most of the games of the style, which is what I was hoping for. The intro here with the Stag Lord is actually something I didn't get to do.
Help!
Whoa.
The mansion's under attack. We need to help. Some villains broke in and started killing everyone. I barely made it. Hurry, we have to help the guards fight off the attackers or we'll all be cut down one by one.
Okay. Oh, there's a assassin. Okay, so we can pause. Actually, he's gonna have dice rolls in it. This makes me excited.
Stand with me.
We're going to. Okay, what else do we have as options? Those are our cantrips. Okay. We can charge. We can enlarge. I think we're gonna save the enlarge just in case we need it. I'm gonna check my other weapon sets because we actually want to be on a melee set or a strength-based character. Nice. So it actually counts down 6 seconds. It looks like you can tab to see all your options available. Nice. I mean, that's great, but I want to loot. Loot is important. Okay. They got somebody we have to help. We'll finish him later. He won't get away. Oh, that's Artuccio. Okay. So I think we're gonna go ahead and just charge in. We're gonna go with Lindsay. We're gonna tank for her.
You're just in time. A bit longer and I'd have been... Whew, I don't even want to think about it. Can you imagine what a terrible loss this would have been? But it's all right now. I'm safe, sound, and unscathed, ready to lead you to victory. Lady Jamandi's holding the line in the banquet hall. You know, the one where she had us gathered before. We need to make our way to her. And along the way, we'll try to save some of these dummies who are supposed to accompany us to the stolen lands. Speaking of dummies, take this ring. Quiet now, so that little fool doesn't hear us. She might try to steal it herself. It's magical. It'll protect you. You'll need it while you work to defend me.
Wow. Okay. Nice. Okay, so we actually have our party now. So we can... I'm guessing we can switch what our formation is. So we can do something like this. There we go. So since our other characters are not melee characters, I'm assuming. I guess I don't really know what he is. He is a gnome. Sorcerer. Okay. Whoa. He's a really well... Okay. Dragon Blood Sorcerer. Attic Evil. Nice. These are all just daggers. Still don't have a two-handed weapon. Oh, there's a space up here we can go to. Shared stash. Loot. Okay, we'll take a look at those books later. I just want to pop in here real quick just to see if there's anything there. Goods. Dagger, another bow, some more money. Not sure if we have to worry about carry weight in this. Yes, we do. Okay. So it looks like it goes based off your total party's ability to carry stuff. But if we hit this 147 pounds, we're going to actually be overweight. So that will be important to keep track of as we go. Oh, we should check the ring that we got from him too. She's just present. Looks like it's just a basic ring of protection +1. We're gonna go up to this door. Okay.
This one to me.
We're gonna use magic missile on the bowman. And she's gonna shoot the bowman. And I'm gonna focus on the melee assassin here. I think we're good. Oh, it does have attacks of opportunity. That's good to know.
I shall not falter.
We're going to fight defensively. Because they got a sneak attack off on us. Think we're gonna be good here?
Forgive me for this failure. Do not hold back.
Nice. So it'll actually has a pretty good radius of the stuff in the room.
Let us not hesitate.
Let's look at the shared stash here. Where did all the stuff go? Ah, there. Okay, so we're gonna have him drink a potion of Cure Light Wounds.
Together we stand.
And cast Cure Light Wounds on himself.
Without a doubt.
Still one-handed. Sad face. Oh, also, it's awful that people are dead everywhere. Clearly. Nice.
It's the end for you rats!
That is good. We need another good, hole.
You deserved it.
Okay, that's really cool.
We shall overcome.
I like the animation for rage. That's actually really cool.
Oh, it's you. Blood for Gorum!
Whoa.
Barbarians.
I think that's exactly how heroes should be.
What, stupid, sweaty, and always looking for something to gobble up or lop the head off of? Calistria, save me from such...
Nice. I love the way that they're just working in the deity names. Calistria is the... Aha! It's an elven goddess of revenge. And, like, frequently worshipped by thieves and stuff. It's kind of a neat little thing. And she's chaotic neutral, so it fits that that would be something the chaotic evil guy would toss out. I also think it's really cool that the chaotic evil character, while he's a jerk, is not slathering maniac. Chaotic evil doesn't mean stupid, just like lawful good doesn't mean stupid. Oh, club. I don't think anybody's proficient with most of this. Nice. So we get to make skill checks here. Nice. Okay, so the highest skill character gets to do the check.
Attack. Strike as one. I will guide us.
Oh, there we go. Tower shield. Key.
What have we here?
What? No, we're heroes, not thieves.
Who said we were stealing it? We'll just take the gold for safety so the assassins don't get it. And then we can heroically return it to Jamandi when this is all over.
Finally, a voice of reason.
Do what you want. I don't care. It was just a suggestion.
Okay. More medium armor. Actually, breastplates are, generally speaking, the best medium armor. So that'll be nice. Masterwork light mace. You know what a masterwork light mace isn't? Two-handed weapon. Okay, so breastplate is basically the same negatives, but a 6 bonus. So we're gonna go with that. That's actually pretty expensive off the bat too. We'll go with that for now, I guess. I don't think we have much in the way of other stuff for these characters. Actually, let's give her a short bow. That should have doesn't have a reload like her current one. I don't think there was a studded leather. That's another thing we'd want to watch out for her. Potentially. Spear. I missed that. Oops, that's the short spear. Spear. There we go. And I don't really care. I'm getting rid of this guy as soon as I possibly can, even though he's good. Well, because he's not good, rather. And I believe, yeah, we're... Okay, so the penalty here is group speed and fatigue. So let's see if we can do like a sort by weight in descending order. Looks like this padded armor is worth almost nothing. Let's ditch that.
Our path leads on.
Oh, familiar faces. I
Oh.
hope you're not so frightened as to swing at every shadow. It's me, Jathal. I don't recommend advancing down the hallway, assuming you value your life, of course. There were a few people with me, and you can see what happened to them.
And just how did they all end up dead while you don't seem to have a scratch?
I'll answer but briefly and just once. Further scares and explanations will wait until we aren't being hunted by a group of assassins. Deal? All right. I'm undead. These traps are deadly to the living, but they're harmless to me.
What do you mean undead? Really? Like zombies or skeletons or...
As I said, further explanations will wait until later. All you need to know right now is that we're on the same side, and we have to fight off a small army of hired assassins. Let's get to it.
Oh.
Without a doubt.
Look here! Something out there!
I failed. I'm sorry. Anything else?
Nice. So it stops you every time you spot a trap so that you have time to react to it, which is good. It does the same thing when you run into a new enemy encounter, which is also good. Chainmail is good. Bouchard. Oh, Gary Gygax and your strange obsession with pole arms. Yeah, we'll take those, sure. We should actually be good on weight now because we have another party member who is also evil. Hooray. And she is... What is she? Inquisitor. Okay, so she's the same class as us. Just dead. Okay. Nice.
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
Unworthy.
Oceans. Daggers. We're just gonna keep going.
Wretched things.
I just realized I didn't heal myself. Again. We're gonna have him. That. Let's have her.
This can't be over.
Whoever decided that it was a good idea to, whoever decided it was a good idea to put, like, a bunch of rogue enemies that did a ton of sneak attack damage in the first section is kind of a jerk. Oh yeah. So, Jail is undead, which means she can't be healed with normal means. So leather, nice. So we will let's pop over the spell book. Gonna have her. Oop. Never mind. Just gonna throw some of these in the quick slots, just so we've got them available for me and Lindsay, because I care about the other ones.
I will see this through.
Anything is possible.
Forwards.
Grotus, I can sense your silhouette hovering over me. It won't be much longer. I can't hear you. I'm being taken away. Too late. Forgive me. Oh, but that's impossible. Oh, it seems you might be right. It seems I will live. I suppose I must postpone meeting my god. Not for long, I'm sure. But while we remain in this transient world, Aaron is at your service. Well, sorry, was lost in thought.
Chaotic neutral cleric of Proteus, the god of end times. Great. Another doomsayer. I was actually just gonna check on the formation that we're in. Okay, so we're gonna do something like this. think. Since he's armored.
We march ahead.
You, run and get an axe. You, bring more water. You, stay here and hold our defense. Those assassins are still around here somewhere. Aha! Some of our guests survived. Good. You need to get to the banquet hall and help Lady Jamandi. May Abadar keep...
Oh, we get to go through the fire? You know what? This seems like a great time to figure out how the save game options work.
What are you waiting for? Get to Lady Jamandi and... No, we'll manage. I've got my...
It doesn't seem right. What if some of the guards...
May Abadar...
I'm confused. Let's check. Is there a map? Yeah. Does it say where our goal is? Okay, apparently it's saying go through the fire. This seems like a terrible idea. Aha! It becomes a skill challenge type thing. Okay, so we're gonna go with athletics. I don't actually know who has the highest, so I think I'm gonna go with me. Failed an athletics check, so he's gonna take some damage. Okay, that's neat. Best character for that action is Jelthal. Good to know. 13, and we have to only a +2. That's not very good. But we can do a diplomacy and just get her to join us. Okay, so let's redo the formation again. We're gonna do kind of a star formation. I'm actually gonna put Lindsay in the middle, where she'll be safest, in case there's stuff behind as well. What? Okay. Trophies left at the mansion. Oh. I'm confused as to why it's doing that. Am I missing something? Leave! That's what I was missing. Pharasma's followers despise any intervention. Oh. I was hoping that was story stuff. I was very confused for a moment, because Pharasma should not be the one sending assassins. She's a goddess of death, but she's the goddess of death happens, not the goddess of death.
Who will prevail? Doesn't matter.
Okay. So this looks chaotic and awful. We're going to have her charge here. I think she's got the best AC, so we should be good there. I'm gonna have him Toss a quick bless up. Inspire courage. And have him target the leader down with magic missiles, because they don't miss. I think we're gonna have I'm gonna have her throw up protection. I'm gonna throw up healing on myself. If I have it. There it is.
Unworthy.
They used cause fear there. You know, that thing that I took remove fear for, and then I failed the will save. God, I forgot how annoying fear effects are in this game. Okay, I didn't. Let's see. Oh, I'm out of spells anyway. Whoa! Okay. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna see about getting this great axe I'm proficient with that I've been looking for this whole time. I'm subtle.
Thank you for your valor and bravery. The enemy was strong, but you were stronger. And that means I made the right choice. Just as I thought, there were worthy leaders among you. I'm especially grateful to them for the courage and common sense they showed while defending the mansion. But this attack means we have even less time than I thought. Someone already knows of our plans and is acting against us. You'll begin your expedition immediately.
Lady Aldori, please, I know who arranged this attack. The vile king of Pitax, Iroveti. What's more, I know who among us works for him. Hey, you! Show everyone the ring you're wearing.
In the middle of the attack, he took off the very ring that would guarantee his safety just to set you up.
Oh.
Possible, but not convincing. There's definitely a spy among us. But who? All I have is one word against another. I'm afraid you're both under suspicion.
I bet my life despise anyone but this man. I saw how he dealt with those creeps with my own eyes. A true warrior. I'd go with him through hell and high water. This purple crook, on the other hand, he's got the eyes of a spy and the mug of a spy.
Lady Aldori, don't listen to this thick-headed barbarian. She doesn't know what she's talking about. During the attack, our leader showed his true colors. He forced us to break into the armory and rob it.
Considering the circumstances, that was more than reasonable.
That was a sound decision. Sometimes one must act at one's own risk and peril, until crossing the boundaries of what is allowed. Showing initiative is no crime.
It is insane when faced with death to stop and question whether you may be breaking some law or rule. Even more insane would be to ask forgiveness for making the right decision. Sorry, but your words display
Nice.
a lack of wisdom.
So, this is put in place here to demonstrate that all the characters that we have in our party right now are different alignments. And therefore, when we are answering these questions, it's making some of them happy and some of them angry.
What about that trick he pulled right before we came in here? Some scoundrels set your mansion on fire, and as we were approaching the room, we saw your brave guards, your underlings, dying in the fire, begging to be saved. And what did our leader do? He passed right on by, mercilessly leaving them to their fate.
Leaving them to die bought you mere minutes. Believe me, I would have held on until your arrival.
May Shellen spare me from ever having to make such a choice, but he behaved decently as a true leader.
A true leader is someone who has their priorities straight, not someone who would put a valuable ally's life in danger for the sake of some servant.
Enough squabbling. I'm still not sure which of you I can trust. However, the risk of entrusting the whole affair to a spy is too great. Here's what we'll do. 2 teams will head out.
Nice.
That way, I'll know at least one group can be counted on to serve my interests in the stolen lands.
Lady Aldori, most of those who were to set off for the stolen lands have been killed. Those who yet live will require help. Please allow me to join the expedition.
I'm sad to lose such a talented warrior. But you're right, Valerie. They have greater need of you right now. Go, and may Abadar keep you. Which of the 2 teams would you prefer to accompany?
If my leader allows, I would join his team. He seems a worthy commander in my eyes.
I'm okay with that.
Commanders, military leaders, all these laws and rules are but dust and vanity. I suppose I will accompany Tartuccio.
Our leader is good in battle, but I don't like all the spiritual agonizing. I prefer those who can act without wasting time helping every little pipsqueak.
Ugh, Tartuccio's going to take the credit for himself and be done with it. Shellen, spare me from such allies. I'm going with you. You're a hero worthy of my quill.
I don't even need to think. I'm coming with this man. As for you, Purple Toad, just wait until we meet along the way. I'll be sure to hang your rotten spy guts from the trees.
All right, we have 2 teams. To avoid unnecessary conflict on the road, you'll each take a different route to the stolen lands. Tartuccio's team will go through
Okay.
Nefactus Crossing. The garrison commandant will provide him all the help he needs. You will take your team to Oleg Leviton's trading post. He's been complaining about the Stag Lord's bandits for a while.
Nice.
There, you'll be provided with all the necessary travel supplies. Tartuccio, your words are quite convincing. But I can't afford to trust words alone. If you're really innocent, I hope you'll prove it with your deeds. While you're away, Keston will investigate the night's events and learn who in Restov is working for Patox. But you should know that it isn't just Patox we need to worry about. The Royal House of Sertova may also interfere in our plans. I've managed to keep this affair a secret from them so far, but that can't last long. By my estimations, you have no more than 3 months. After that, any feats you accomplish will be pointless.
Nice.
And now, farewell. This battle was but the first ordeal along your path, and you overcame it as true champions of Restov. May the obstacles that follow also fall to your feet. Fear nothing, my friends, and return victorious.
Kind of wish I'd taken all of the gear off these characters. Just saying. That's okay. I'm not sure how many of those are automatic as to which one, and how many of those are based on the decisions you make.
Surviving a terrible night, our small team set off to brave our fate. Beware, stolen lands. Heroes are on the way.
Okay. So this is going to be map of the Stolen Lands. We can move around. This is basically looks like it's going to be our just overworld map as per usual. But I think this is actually probably a good time to take a break. We've been going for quite a while between the character creation and the tutorial area. So I'm really enjoying this so far. It's basically what I wanted out of this type of game. The one thing offhand that I'm noticing, which a lot of D&D games run into the problem of, is the way spells per day work can be kind of counterintuitive to like an action RPG with the way that these battle systems work. I actually really, really like the way they did rounds, where everybody gets their 6 seconds. You see the little timer over their heads, 6 seconds, which is how long a round is supposed to take in D&D. And I think that's a really cool way to do that without making it just a tactics game. Yeah, I am excited, and I think it's shaping up to be a really exciting game. I'm looking forward to potentially getting a little further in and feeling a little more confident in the build that I did. I feel like it worked pretty well. It doesn't help that the starting enemies, had basically all had sneak attack. So, I mean, sneak attack and bows especially, in general, are really nasty at level 1. So the fact that they did that is kind of frustrating to me, but should be good. I'm excited. I hope that you're enjoying this. If you are, please give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. This is definitely the first of a long series. I'm going to play through the whole game. May take breaks in between, but yeah, this is a game that's happening. So if you have anything else you want to add, any questions or suggestions, throw them in the comments. If you have any subjects related or questions related to D&D, Pathfinder, tabletop games in general, I'll definitely be happy to babble about them to answer your questions as we go, especially if there's any grinding or kind of mundane stuff that I want to talk over. And as always,